back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Let me tell you, it's your business. You make sure you take good care of yourself and your health. And we're going to talk to America's holistic heart doctor, Dr. Joel Kahn. And he is, among other things, he's also the author of a book, Dead Execs Don't Get Bonuses. Heck, they don't even get retirement, do they?
They don't have a lot of fun, and my career goal is to reduce the number that qualify for that unpopular job of being a dead executive. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And you're kind of contrarian out there in the health field, and I want to make the audience sure that they understand that the type of doctor, you are an MD, and it's hard to find guys like you who take your approach.
Yeah, without being too self-serving, I'm summa cum laude medical school and professor at a medical school, and been doing this 25 years, published a lot of papers, lectured medical students and residents, but I just didn't see enough emphasis on early detection and early prevention. I put in stents in patients. That's years of disease that went undetected, or my friends that do bypass surgery of the heart, years, maybe decades of disease that went undetected. But this is, 2015. We're not driving our grandpa's car anymore. We have technology to pick up an executive or anybody else in America's heart disease years before it gets to that stage. And then we have all kinds of therapies to jump in and halt and reverse it. So that's my passion. I'm sorry that it is contrarian because it should be the mainstream, but unfortunately not yet.
Not even close. Not even close. Part of the problem, of course, is that there's a huge business infrastructure that supports unhealthy diets. They make a living off of this. The entire economy is predicated, and that includes, I don't know how many medical schools that are funded by food entities that are undermining our health. And so it's very difficult to even see medical doctors get the appropriate training to be able to think this way.
Well, you've been doing your research, and sadly, most doctors that get a deep education in nutrition and prevention do it on their free time, podcasts, videos, YouTubes, books, journals that they read, because it's not. Unfortunately, we're not a industry completely bought out by big pharma and big food, big farm, as my friends say, the big three. But we are to some degree. Most research is done by deep pockets that would rather the current system stay status quo, and most medical conferences. And you're right. My dear American Heart Association, the National Dietitian National Organization, all take money from places like McDonald's and Coca-Cola at various times, and nobody else is giving them money. So, in one hand, it helps the programming, and on the other hand, it creates a terrible bias that doesn't allow a total overhaul of let's prevent, not stent. Which is what business people want. They don't want to have an interruption in their life and have their company disrupted by an illness or worse.
Yeah, I'm noticing, by the way, at the website, drjoelkahn.com, that's DRJOELKAHN.com, that you're up there in Michigan, in fact, Bloomfield Township and Grosse Pointe Farms. Very nice areas, by the way. I grew up in Ferndale, Michigan, which was not as nice as your areas, but it was really Leave It to Beaverville. I like growing up there, and I see you're got to be a big Blue fan. You got to be happy about the Harbaugh era.
Yeah, absolutely. Very excited. Spent a lot of years undergrad, med school residency, and then faculty at U of M in the past. And it's all good, but I got to make a little Ferndale connection since you brought it up, because my oldest son and I in 2 weeks are opening the largest plant-based gourmet restaurant in the Midwest called Green Space Cafe, because I say I put my money where your mouth is.
And is that going to be in downtown Ferndale?
Right at 9 and Woodward.
9 and Woodward.
It's the largest plant-based, we don't want to call ourselves healthy because we're fun and it's tasty, but we have a full liquor license and some really exotic drinks. And it's part of, what I really am passionate about is show people that healthy living can be fun. And when you are free of medication, free of doctor's visits, and just feel good every day, you're going to do a better job in life. And when you retire, you're going to have a lot more fun when you retire. So I have a clinic devoted to the early detection and prevention of heart disease.
Yeah.
And it's sadly kind of unique in the Metro Detroit area, but it's a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, 9 and Woodward is ground zero of fashionable Ferndale, right in the heart of it, and gotta love that. I grew up at 10 Mile and Hilton area, so
yeah, it's all. If you're going to walk around with pink hair and green shoes, it's going to be at 9 and Woodward. I agree. And we love everything.
Hey, talk a little bit about how your approach is different from the way most doctors look at heart care.
Well, first of all, it's very technical. It's very high tech. Even though it's kind of high touch, I talk a lot about food and sleep and meditation and stress. But there are CAT scans of heart arteries that can detect the earliest phase of heart disease. Again, years before it's a problem. There are ultrasounds you can do on the carotid artery of your neck that then, with special software, can again detect the earliest stage of atherosclerosis, hardening the arteries. Not when you're going to fail a stress test or be in the emergency room 8 to 10 years later. But, we're going way upstream at the earliest identification, learning if the lining or the inner part of your arteries are reacting healthy or not. Because you'll live longer if they are. You'll enjoy life longer if they are. So first we go through a pretty extensive safe panel of detecting early artery damage. And many times it's good news. You've got great arteries. You're 60 years old. Your arteries seem like you're 20. That's what we're celebrating. And there's going to be advanced blood work to support if there's a problem. Why? Did you inherit from your parents some genes that are affecting your arteries? Or is it just the obvious your lifestyle is upside down and promoting a diseased heart? And then we dig in to make it better. What can we do with the lifestyle, the sleep, the exercise, the diet, supplements if needed? A lot of people are walking around with nutritional deficiencies. And there actually are ways to reverse established blockage. It's not inevitable that you're going to get heart disease by aging and it's going to get worse with time. Reversal of heart disease is scientifically proven and actually paid for by Medicare. So it's very solidly supported. It's just not taught very often.
Yeah, very true, very true. And again, somewhat contrarian. And part of the problem is a culture of immediate gratification. When you say people want to get better immediately, and the idea of all the work that seems required to work with someone that really wants to deal with the systemic issues of our health, that's really kind of a challenge, isn't it?
It is. We view bypass surgery and stenting as kind of mainstream, and we view changing your diet as radical. And yeah. I'm not against the need for those life-saving procedures. I perform them, but we should be flipping that paradigm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lifestyle should be the accepted norm, and it should be very rare that we have to resort to cracking open a chest because we missed the boat by years, and we just don't need to. I don't let any patient in my practice go with undetected heart disease. It simply never happens.
Yeah, the thing that's interesting about that, that you just discussed there is that our culture is so bizarre, so crazy, and so immediate gratification oriented is that, we look at that open heart surgery. That's only a few weeks of inconvenience. But you know what? Change the way I eat. I got to do that for the rest of my life.
Right. And it is. It takes constant reminders. Like they say, a shower is kind of like a motivational speaker. It works for a while. It wears off. You got to do it again. And I see my patients a bit more frequently, and I text them, and they follow me on Facebook and emails because it takes a good, healthy reminder that every day is Meatless Monday in my world, and it's sort of living mindfully. I mean, maybe it's for grandkids, maybe it's for enjoying a spouse or a hobby like sailing, but once you find a reason people want to stay healthy or just want to feel better, then you got to negotiate. Are you willing to do A, B, and C so you can get what you want? Because if you plan to fail, you fail to plan, as they say.
Yes, exactly right. Dr. Joel Kahn, I really appreciate your time today. I appreciate learning more about what you're doing. By the way, you've got a book out there. Talk a little bit more about the book with just about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, Dead Execs Don't Get Bonuses, available on Amazon and paperback or Kindle. Was written in really tribute to 10 or 12 executives that dropped dead at work and had the resources to get the right checkup, but just simply didn't know it. So I wrote everything I know about early detection and prevention of heart disease so that we don't have to attend any more funerals of sad events like Imre Molnar in Detroit, an amazing car designer.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Thanks so much for sharing your story. I certainly look forward to hearing more about it.
You betcha. Come visit me in Ferndale, Green Space Cafe, and it's a great place to be from.
It's been a few decades since I've been there, but if I come to Michigan again soon, I will definitely check you out, and congratulations on that expansion.
All right.
Dr.
You
Joel,
have a great day.
You too, Dr. Joel Kahn. Check him out there at drjoelkahn.com, drjoelkahn.com. More after this on The Price of Business.